Hi, my name is Rihanna Whitnall, owner of Renew Massage and Healing Arts. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the morning warm-up routine that I like to do at least a few mornings a week. Ideally, I would like to do it every day, but that's life. We just get to it when we can, so that's okay. Anyways, just keep in mind before you do this video or any other exercises, just don't go beyond what your body is capable of doing. You want to feel a pull but never pain when you're attempting to do these stretches. And then just know your limits. So if you can't go maybe as far as what I'm demonstrating, just go to where it feels comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong. So anyways, so we're just going to be going through a series of warm-up movements or range of motion. And then some of these I'm going to actually, after we've done the warm-up on the end of the range of motion, we're going to hold that stretch. But really, this is more about just warming everything up to get started for your day. So I'm just really trying to get everything moving, all the joints working happily. All right, so first we're going to start out, get our legs moving, get our base ready to go for the rest of the routine. So we're going to start out just with some simple squats. And we'll just do 10. And then just remember to breathe as we're doing these exercises and just follow along as best you can. All right, so let's go into the squats now. So we're gonna just do 10, nice and simple, and remember to breathe. All right, now we're gonna do a squat with a step. So we're just gonna step to the side, squat, and then step back in, or step back together, and then step to the side, squat, and step back together. So let's do these 10 times as well. And then just keep in mind when you're doing your squats, you wanna just try to keep your spine nice and straight. And then your knees are gonna be going out ahead of your body here. So you want to feel a nice balance. All right, so let's go ahead and do the side squat. All right, and then now we're just gonna kind of shake it out. So we're just gonna be doing some kicks behind. And it almost feels like you're trying to ice skate. So I'm really just gently kicking behind me toward the wall. And it's really not even that high off the ground, but I'm just getting the quads loosened up here. And let's do this 20 times. All right, so you should be nice and warmed up now, got the blood moving. But let's just, before we move on to the rest of the routine, we're gonna just do a little stretch for the legs now that we've just kind of worked them out. So we're just gonna go down into a nice sumo squat. So my toes are actually off of the ground, or on the ground, where my heels are up. And so I'm feeling this stretch in the back of my Achilles, and then of course getting a little bit of stretch in the quads here. You can come down, put your hands on the floor for a little bit more stability. And then from here, I'm gonna go actually all the way down and onto, I guess, all fours, my knees and my feet, and then my toes are actually pointed toward the ground. Just gonna get a little opening here in my feet. And then I'm gonna come back to sit on my heels and then get a nice little deeper stretch into the quads. The further back that you can lean, the better stretch you're going to get. So just go as far as you can comfortably. You also don't want to feel like you're losing your balance. And come back forward. And then we're gonna come back up slowly. Now from here, I like to keep my knees bent and then push off with my hands to come back to standing. All right, so now we're gonna go into getting the upper body moving. So we're gonna start out with just some like swimmer strokes. So we're going forward, and let's do 10 times in each direction. And switch, going behind you. And this really helps open up the entire rotator cuff. So now we're getting the front of the chest, pecs, biceps moving. All right, and then we're gonna swing our arms side to side. So we're really trying to open all this in the chest. About 10 times each direction. Okay, and then we're gonna hold. So I actually have my palm facing out, my wrist is bent, so it's kind of like stop, or like I'm pressing against the wall. And this actually helps to activate the bicep in a good way to open all of this up into the bicep and the pec. Really opening all that up, and then you can lean the opposite, or look the opposite shoulder. And then let's go opposite arm, and look over the other shoulder. All right, and now we're gonna reach across, get the outer side of the arm, the deltoids. Okay, and then we're gonna hold one side. So I really just have my wrist being kind of propping my wrists together, I guess. My inside of this supportive arm pressing against the top of my forearm, just gently enough to get a little leverage to pull my arm across, and so I feel this nice stretch going across right here. And then the other side. All right, now we're going to do side stretch, and we're just going to be going back and forth, kind of like a windmill. So let's do like 10 times each direction. Okay, last one, and we're just gonna hold here. So we feel a nice stretch coming down the ribs, along your waistline, all the way down to your top of your pelvic bone. and a little bit down into the low back. And other side. And we're just holding these stretches about 15 seconds, but you can definitely hold them longer. Typically, I like to hold my stretches closer to a minute, but for doing the warm-up routine, I really just trying to get things moving, so I'm not going to hold quite as long. All right, so now we're going to be stretching the chest and then the back, the shoulders, and the spine. So we're going to be rounding forward, kind of like you're hugging a big beach ball, and then coming behind and opening everything up, looking up at the ceiling, and then just going back and forth. And let's do this 10 times. All right, this last one, we're going to hold it forward, and we're just going to slowly start to lower, kind of one vertebrae at a time, keeping everything rounded forward, and then just come down to where you start to feel a good stretch in the mid and low back, and then just hang out 15-20 seconds. Make sure your neck is nice and soft. You don't want to be tensed up here. Same with your knees. You don't want it to be locked at the knees. Just keep them a little soft. And then here I like to do just a little bit of a twist. So I'm getting a little bit more of that side stretch, and I'm feeling it even a little bit more like latissimus dorsi or lats, kind of going down toward the back more. And then opposite side. And back to center. And let's slowly roll back up. And then from here, reach up, open everything out. The biggest hug you're getting ready for. Hug the world. Leaning back as far as you can, comfortably looking up at the ceiling. Really reaching back behind you, opening up that chest. All right, coming down. And from here, I like to just pull my shoulders back behind me. So I've got my fingers interlaced here, but if you can't reach, that's okay. You can even just kind of rest your hands at the small of your back, wherever you can feel comfortable, while also kind of holding this stretch for the chest. All right, now we're gonna go into shoulder shrugs. So we're gonna hold our shoulders up toward our ears and then just let them drop. I think this just feels so good. I really enjoy this one. So let's do this about 10 times. Last one, and let it drop. Okay, now I'm gonna be rolling my shoulders back, like up and back and down. So in a nice circle. And we're going about 10 times here. All right, and now we're going to be going back forward. All right, now we're going to finish up with our neck stretches. So we're just going to be going through the different ranges or planes of movement here, range of motion. So first I'm going to start by tracing my collarbone or clavicle with my chin. So just going back and forth. And we'll do this about 10 times. All right, and looking down and center, and we're gonna just get a nice stretch here in the back of the neck, and you can do a nice gentle pull, your chin going toward your chest. And let go, and then now the next range of motion, we're just going to be going up and down, so looking down and looking up, and about 10 times. Okay, let's hold it looking up. So we're going to try to stretch these muscles in the front of your neck. So you can just, if you start to close your mouth and then just kind of lift your chin up a little bit, you'll feel a subtle stretch here in the front. Right here. And then you can give a little bit of a slight twist here. So now I'm isolating just one side. And opposite. All right, and now we're going to be looking side to side, so we're rotating. So looking over each shoulder. Just hold here, looking over the shoulder. You should feel a nice stretch on this outer side of the neck, down into the traps even. And then look the other way. All right, and now the last one we're going to do ears to shoulder. So stretching the side of the neck. About 10 times. All right, we're going to hold here. Now to deepen this stretch, I'm going to take my opposite hand and end at the wrist, and then kind of like I'm pushing down toward the floor. So now I feel it even deeper on the side here of the neck and into the traps. And opposite. All right, that's it. So this is what I do to start my day. You can take bits and pieces here, whatever works for you. You can add on. Just trying to give you an idea of a good way to get things warmed up and moving, and a little light stretching before you start your day. And then I do recommend to do some nice static stretches where you're holding specific areas at the end of your day, especially those areas where you know you're going to build up most of the tension. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.